Southern cooking, I love it, but it always does get a bad rap. There's a new wave, though, of healthy Southern cooking, and it's proven that it's not all about butter and deep-fried foods. Today, I've got the health food secrets from the South that the whole country should be eating. Here to help us explain is my good friend, Big Daddy. Come on out. Big Daddy.
What's up, buddy?
If you can be as healthy as him, but you eat what he's eating. So first of all, why do you think Southern food is so misunderstood?
You know, a lot of folks are living off the past, you know, like the heavy gravies, a lot of the butter, a lot of the oil, deep frying everything. And they forgot that we've come to some new changes in cooking lately. So once they get past that and understand you can still have that Southern favorite that you like, but in a healthier way, I think that they would take that bad rap off of Southern foods.
I like the idea. We're going to start with something everyone's heard of, black-eyed peas. Now, most people don't know much about black-eyed peas, except that they taste good. So why does the rest of the country need to wake up and pay attention to black-eyed peas?
This is one of those good starchy foods that really hang in there and get you some work ready for the rest of the meal. You know, if you come to my mom's house around New Year's Eve, we always have like black-eyed peas, cornbread, rice, gravy. People that it's a Southern thing that we do in Jersey, but it's a traditional thing that we do. It's supposed to be about wealth, but I think it's about being sleepy afterwards. But these black-eyed peas are something that bring a lot of good nutritional value to your diet. Also, they're very affordable. I mean, you can do a lot of things with black-eyed peas besides just boiling them. You can make yourself a soup. Yep. You can make yourself a salad. You can actually do one of these Hoppin' John things. That's quinoa instead of rice. So normally it's bell peppers, onions, black-eyed peas, rice. And this right here is like a real simple soup. Bring in the black-eyed peas. If you're a vegetarian, you want something healthy that's going to stick to the ribs. Add those black-eyed peas with some fresh vegetables, a thin, simple broth. Yep. I mean, that's flavor right there.
These are absolutely fantastic. We're going to put these recipes on Oz.com. Can I point one thing out there? They may not know this. You know this. These aren't actually peas. They are?
They're beans.
They're beans.
Beans.
They're camouflaged as peas, but they're beans.
Absolutely.
And they don't give you much gas either, so I go this way. The next Southern food, let's throw that in there. The next Southern health food you'll talk about are the greens. There's so many greens. They're naturally grown in the South. I gotta say, I love the veggies. You're a fan of the green veggies as well. How come most of us aren't paying attention to these?
You know what? I think that when it comes to like okra and collard greens, I know from a kid, my mother would, hey, Mom, I love you. Please tell her, Doc. She'll listen
He loves
to
you. Big Daddy loves you.
Yes. But she will cook the greens. A lot of folks are used to cooking the greens forever. You know, they put them in a pot of water and they let them go on and on to get tender greens. When in reality, you don't have to do that because you're taking away the nutrients and you're actually making them real like dark green, not a good appealing look to the food. And same thing with okra. Okra is one of those things that's gotten a bad rap. Unless you hear about it in gumbo or you get it fried with fish, no one wants to slime in okra, but they're forgetting that both of these help, you know, reduce cholesterol. Yeah. They both are loaded with fiber, iron, calcium. They both are really good for your diet. And if you really learn how to make them in a simple form, I love okra. I can eat okra all
I like
day.
the sliminess of it.
Oh, I do like the slimy. Oh, man.
Like oysters, but in a plant camouflage.
Just do that, Doc. It just feels so good when you talk like that. All right. Well, when I talk about okra, my main thing is to convince people to like something that they don't like. So what I like to do is take the okra.
That's right.
And fry it. Most folks like fried foods. Yeah. So instead of deep frying in heavy lard or fat, I'll just make a simple tempura. We got some flour, some cornstarch, and some cold seltzer. Mix those things together, lightly dredge your okra, put it in that batter, fry it 375. You got crispy okra with a nice dipping sauce because that can camouflage that sliminess that you have in your mind. Make a sauce on the side.
These things are really, really good. And your sauce does help a little bit. And what do you got for the collard greens?
The collard greens. Doc, I'm going to put you to work. You know, when we're together, you always got your hands on the food. So I got a pot of boiling water. The one thing I want folks to know is really take your time to blanch your vegetables. You can blanch these greens in some boiling water, and that will really keep that nice bright color. And then we can take them from that water.
When you say blanch, how many minutes do you blanch?
Blanch is really like 30 seconds, not even minutes. If you got your water at a hard boil, there you go. You're ready. It's in and out. And the one thing you want to do is, when you're done blanching, dry them really good because you don't want to add all that water and liquid to your greens.
Here, let me have your sleeve.
Not on my new shirt, Doc. I gotta
no, the shirt's too pretty. It's great. Yeah. All right, so then I put this in the ice?
Put it in the ice. And you can do this in advance. I normally get a whole bunch of greens during the summertime, right before fall, or at the end of fall, rather, going into winter. Greens are dirt cheap. Buy them about a trash bag full. Get your kids and family in there. Blanch them. Put them in storage bags and freeze them, and then you'll have them for the whole year.
Right, so this is ready pretty much, right?
Oh, that's ready. Now, what we do to make it really ready, make it Big Daddy and full of flavor, is I like to saute it with a little olive oil, onions, garlic, black pepper, crushed red pepper. Anyone that loves greens loves that nice bite. And when you got that crushed red pepper, and you have those onions that are caramelized and sweet, you got that little hit of garlic, it's like a good Barry White song that's going on right now.
It's
you know, and I like to just...
Oh, Rick, drop it down.
Yeah, drop it down, baby. Now, this right here is the secret. I'm all about cutting back the salt. And I think a lot of times, even when we talk about Southern food, it's because we have so much salt. Add a little red wine vinegar. I know a lot of folks out there like to use a little hot sauce.
Yeah.
Go crazy on the hot sauce if you want. But I would suggest going and trying out a little bit of red wine vinegar right at the end. And as you can see, these greens are bright.
Is there no salt in this?
No salt.
It tastes really salty.
No, that's just the flavor of the onions and the garlic and the greens just cooking together. It doesn't take as long as you would think it would take because you're really just blanching, sauteing, and letting your vegetables sit.
I love it. Now I want you to enjoy something for me. We got one of our guests here. How are you?
Hi.
A true Southern staple that's both refreshing and it's perfect because Stephanie flew all the way up from Texas. Is that right? What part of Texas?
Houston.
All the way from Houston to share this little secret with us. I thank you for coming, by the way.
Absolutely.
What do you got? What's the secret?
Well, Southerners love their tea, right? We love our tea, iced tea. But there are a lot of health benefits to tea. It has antioxidants, it boosts your metabolism, and it can have less calories than sodas and juices.
If you don't put too much sugar in there.
That's the trick. So we also love our sweet tea. So what I recommend is using frozen berries and then adding that slice of lemon. It ups the vitamin C and it is so refreshing.
I'll toast you on this.
Toast
Now we're gonna give you some feedback on this. Big Daddy's a big chef.
Oh, and I love my tea.
All right, Big Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Put me
It was
on the
worth the
beach.
trip.
Oh,
it was
man.
put on the beach. Very nicely done. This is unsweet sweet tea. It's the perfect, non-sugary sweet tea.
Right.
It's the perfect thing. Thank you for making the trip. Big Daddy,
Yo.
as always, wonderful
Always
advice.
great. Thank
You
you,
can find
man.
all these Southern health food recipes at DrOz.com. And everyone wanted to get in on the fun, so take a look at 2 more bonus health foods from some of my friends down in Nashville and Atlanta.
A Southern staple down here, fried green tomatoes. Take your tomatoes, slice them pretty thick, and then dip them each in flour. And then I've got a yogurt milk mixture. You want to coat it in that. You then finish it off with your panko breadcrumbs. You want to put your tomatoes on a greased cookie sheet in the oven, 350 degrees, 5 to 7 minutes on each side. Flip them over, and then when they come out, you've got a healthier baked green tomato. Enjoy.
You tried this shrimp and grits? All you need is fresh shrimp, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and these beautiful grits. That's your base. Layer it with some fresh spinach, about 2 cups. As for the sauce, hot sauce, chicken stock, a little bit of flour, salt and pepper, and you have a recipe you can whip up in 15-20 minutes. Your family's gonna love it. I hope you try it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.